guys? How's everything going? So today I'm putting together the final touches on the latest Milton house video. Now in this video, I think this is number 4, I'm continuing to build the boxes, putting the backs on the boxes, getting them all the way up to face frame ready. So in this video, a lot of it's compressed, a lot of it is sped up because it's just a bunch of the same thing over and over again. But I go over quickly how I build my boxes, including the pocket holes, the bracing on the top, where I put the bottom shelf, how I build the boxes, how I attach everything to make a strong, sturdy box. And then later, I go over putting the 1/4 inch backs onto the boxes. And then in the end of the video, I show you exactly how I do that, how I lay that out, how I attach that so that the box is good and square. And I hope you're enjoying the Milton House series. I went out today and looked at a couple other jobs that I'm gonna get started. That's gonna be the Kennesaw job and what'll the new one be called? Maybe the Briarcliff job, because it's down off Briarcliff Road in Atlanta. So those are gonna be pretty cool jobs. Got a couple others in the works. And so anyway, hope you enjoy this video. We'll talk soon. Bye. So here I am drilling the pocket holes with the KREG machine. That's the pneumatic KREG machine. I've had this thing for about 20 years. I absolutely love it. Now I'm building the 3 boxes for the back of this island. They're all 3 the same size. So here I'm just ripping braces for some of the top supports. And it's 3 per box. And all 3 of those boxes have shelves in them, so you can see that I drilled my shelf pin holes as well. But now I'm marking up from the bottom 4 3/8 of an inch, drawing a square line across. It's 6 pieces for the 3 boxes. And that way all my bottom shelves line up nicely. And this is pre-finished, a UV finished plywood, so I'm using a melamine glue to make sure I get a good tight bond, because the regular wood glue doesn't bond at all to this pre-finished stuff, just like it doesn't if you're bonding a piece to lacquer, a lacquer finished piece. Then I put a couple nails in the outside. I secure it with the top nail, and then shoot a couple nails in there just to hold it. That's the first of the top brace pieces. That's the one that goes on the front of the box. When I shot this on my camera, on my iPhone, I guess I had the configuration wrong, so that's why this video I had to kind of make it jump around a little bit so that I could get the important stuff in the shot. All the things you learn as you do this. But this is the back piece of the back brace. It's a L-shaped piece. So I just glue it, line it up, nail it together. And these boxes are wobbly, just like it says, until it all gets put together correctly and screwed together and glued. Then it's going nowhere. So you can see the pocket holes in those top braces. So now that it's all together and nailed, then I go back and put screws in from the outside. Then I'll do the pocket hole screws from the inside, and then pocket hole the tops. And I've always known this, but as I'm watching it, that table I'm working on is too high. It's too tall. I need to take about 8 inches off of it. It's great until I stand a box up on it, and it's just too tall. It's funny what you see that you don't really pay attention to, but now you see it when you're watching a video. So this is the third of those 3 boxes, and I moved the camera around so that you can see what I'm doing from this end. But you saw the pocket holes in the bottom of that bottom shelf. So here I secure it with a couple nails. Draw a straight line down. Line it up on the inside. Then I know right where to shoot it on the outside. I hate when you shoot a nail and it busts out through the top of your plywood. Yeah, you get a good shot of the pocket holes there. And the pocket holes across the top, that's when I attach my face frames, I'll use those pocket holes to screw the face frame in. That way I don't have to fill up my face frame full of nail holes. Even though it's going to be a painted finish, I still like to keep it clean. I use a lot of screws, but man, these boxes are solid. And that's all 3/4 inch plywood too, by the way. I never use MDF, never use particle board, anything like that. Never even use 1/2 inch unless I absolutely have to for the layout or something. And here's those top braces again. Definitely have to drop that table height down. And done with those 3 boxes. Now you can see this is a huge island. And I always as I build my casework, I put everything together, I screw it all together. That way I know for a fact that everything's the right size. I'd rather take a minute now in the shop, screw it together temporarily, and know that it fits perfectly instead of getting it out to the field and hoping for the best. Now those 3 boxes on the back, I'll take them apart when I put the backs on, but I'm gonna build those as one unit. I'll carry those in as one big box. Now here I'm getting the overhang. They want to I think it's a 14-inch overhang total on the granite, so I'm going back 12 inches there. And then that helps too, because when I install it on site, I've got all the original screw holes, and when I put the screws back in the same hole, it just lines it right back up for me. So now I'm doing the 1/4-inch backs, and that piece sticking out above there, that's part of the end panel, so that's why that's like that. And that's pretty straightforward. You cut your piece square, line it up, get some 3/4-inch staples in there. You're good to go. I remember building boxes with my grandfather when I was a kid. I don't think he ever even owned a pneumatic gun. And we would hand nail little brad nails in. Man, that took forever. I'm glad I worked with him though. I'm glad I learned how to do it the old school way. You gotta learn how to do it right before you learn how to cheat. Yesterday of putting on the 1/4-inch backs on my boxes, and I thought I'd just take a couple minutes and show you exactly how I do it. So this is the box, the carcass of the centerpiece of the master bathroom vanity. This is the top, this is the back brace, helps keep it square, locked together. Again, you'll notice the pocket holes everywhere. So basically, I just take my 1/4-inch back, I cut it of course, but then I pre-fit it to make sure, let's do a quick dry fit, make sure it fits correctly. Then just a quick bead of glue around the perimeter. Want enough glue to where it gets you good coverage, but it doesn't squeeze out all over the place and create a mess that you have to clean up later. So then, take the leading corner, this corner here in my right hand, put it right on the corner where you want it, and then you just basically follow this length. And if I was standing over there, I would follow that length. It doesn't really matter. But you have to have a fixed point to work from. So you get your first corner, I get my first corner perfect, and then about every 16 inches I put a staple in down this leading edge. Get it dead straight. And I know my 1/4-inch is cut square because I cut off all the factory edges, and I make sure the back is dead square. That way when I attach it to the box is going to be square. So now I know that's straight with the plywood. Now I want to come this way across the second edge. So I don't worry about what's going on out here, because this could be wavy. So I'm only going in 6 to 8 inch increments. But I'll start back here at the corner and then just work it across. And then by the time I'm down here, now I've got my 90, so I know the box is square. Next thing, I look at this long side, because sometimes it'll be good on the corners or on the ends, but the center piece of plywood will be bowed a little bit. And this one is. So I'm just going to push that center out. And then I know, then I can see visually But that's dead straight. Let's go ahead and lock it down. Last thing is the bottom. You want to do the same thing. That's straight. You staple that. So the only thing that will change this flow, is if your piece of 1/4 inch is bowed. And you never want to do your perimeter if there's a big bow in the center, because when you push the center down, it can't go anywhere. So if this was bowed, I would have done both those two leading edges, but then come back here, gotten this flattened, kind of iron the piece out as you go across, and then do this last. So you just make allowance for the piece that you're working with. But it's super simple. It keeps the box dead square, and then when you put on the face frames, your face frames are going to be built square, hopefully. So you know your box is right where you want it to be. So when you install it, you don't have any funky corners, you don't have any funky joints. Everything is right like you want it, like you designed it. That's how I do it.